So, guys, the Secretary General of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula, is on the campaign to rebrand the ANC.
Not in our name. Not in our name. The ANC can't associate ourselves with such dubious characters and so on, and we pride ourselves of them, that they carry the emblem of that they once or they are members of our organization. The people are telling us out there very clearly, we trust the ideas of what the ANC stand for, but we don't trust the vehicle. Who are the people who are battering this vehicle? It's characters like those. Matlala is not even an issue where we have to dig. They must face the law where they are and their associations and all of that. Even if it means those associates are in the ANC, they must be rooted out, they must be smoked out, because that association is wrong. It can't be associated with the movement. Use the ANC as a cover for criminal activity. If it happened, and it is now been reported, it is alleged, and such characters have misused the name of our organization, they must be brought to book and the law must grind.
I mean, guys, it's going to be very hard for Fikile Mbalula to sell this narrative to South Africans, because a lot of people that are corrupt in this country, a lot of people that have been exposed to being corrupt, have links with the African National Congress. So how can now Fikile Mbalula try to sell a narrative that these people that are corrupt, these people that are accused of all sorts of things, it cannot be associated with the ANC? I mean, the president of the ANC hid millions of dollars in his couches and mattresses there in Phalaphala. And the ANC Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, he helped Ramaphosa by sealing the investigations into Phalaphala. Today, we don't know what happened in Phalaphala, because Ramaphosa and his friend, Senzo Mchunu, have decided to seal their investigations reports into what happened in Phalaphala. So if you have a president like that, then you can tell what kind of a political party is this. So how can Fikile Mbalula actually expect South Africans to believe him when he says that the ANC cannot be associated with the likes of Ket Matlala and Brown Mogotsi? Because this is what the people know the ANC of. People look at the ANC and they say these characters are the real ANC people. This is what the ANC is all about. He's not going to be able to sell this narrative, unfortunately. And maybe the advisors of Fikile Mbalula, maybe they should have told him. Or maybe he's just an arrogant SG who believes that everything that he says will land. It's hard. It's hard. You cannot come out and try to disassociate the ANC from the corruption. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. More especially if you have a president like Ramaphosa. You still have the likes of Nomvula Mkonyane. I mean, you remember the things that were said about Nomvula Mkonyane there in Zondo Commission. These people, they are there. They are working with the president every day. They are there with the president. So Fikile Mbalula has now decided to pick up a fight with the likes of Brown Mogotsi, because Brown Mogotsi and Ket Matlala are low-hanging fruits. And now he's trying to salvage the image of the ANC by attacking Brown Mogotsi and Ket Matlala. Brown Mogotsi and Ket Matlala are exactly what the ANC is all about. They are the true reflection of the ANC. So now, the Secretary General is saying that, no, this Brown Mogotsi guy is not a member of the African National Congress. Despite mountains and mountains of footages of Brown Mogotsi telling South Africans that I'm an ANC member in good standing, Fikile now says that, no, this guy is not even a member of the ANC.
So Brian Mogotsi, in a nutshell, he's not a member of the ANC, and we'll never take him to the DC for anything. He must account for whatever he's accused of with whoever in the ANC he is accused to have had dealings with. And as far as our organization is concerned, he's not our member. Period. That is clear, and we have proven in terms of membership. We know that joining ANC sometimes is not reduced to a card. Brian Mogotsi does not fit that he can be a member of the ANC by soul and all of that, given his behavior. No member of the ANC must ever associate himself or herself with that kind of behavior. And I've seen people who are running AIs and all of that saying Mbalula is implicated in this and that. I stand for what I'm implicated about. I don't need anyone's permission to clarify myself. I stand for it. Criminals are criminals. There must be a line between a criminal and a revolutionary. What does Oliver Tambo say? Says a revolutionary must be distinguishable from a vigilante, a tsotsi, and a criminal. Must be distinguishable. It must not be one and the same bracket. That between this person and this criminal, there is no difference. Ziyafana. Today, distinguishability between the two has become questionable in the eyes of our people because of characters like this. You see, because tomorrow you are going to say, but we have seen him with Mbalula 15 times, this guy. What are you talking about that they don't know him? Must be distinguishable. You can't just wake up. If Mahlengi decides to be a criminal, I wouldn't know how to explain it because he's a comrade. Uba ebusuku uhambe ngubani wena udibana kuphi na? Uyabona mchana. Yeah.
So now, guys, Brian Mogotsi is on the media tour. The South African media is giving Brian Mogotsi a bit of airtime because this is quite fun to watch, guys. These are those stories that have no impact in our lives, but it's quite fun to watch these ANC cadres going at each other, more especially going into 2026 local government elections and the ANC itself going to the conference in 2027. And I've been saying that I think that that conference of the ANC in 2027 is going to be very dangerous. It's going to be very dangerous, that conference of the ANC. So now Brian Mogotsi is saying that no, Fikile Mbalula doesn't know what the hell that he's talking about. I'm an ANC member in good standing. And this is what we are saying in South Africans, as South Africans, that Brian Mogotsi is an ANC member in good standing. Everything that he did in the name of the African National Congress, because this is what the ANC does. Corruption, it is the specialty of the African National Congress. So now the SG cannot come out and try to say that we are not corrupt. We cannot associate ourselves with the people that are corrupt. No. You don't have to tell us. We know exactly what the ANC is about. And I'm happy that Brian Mogotsi is saying that I'm an ANC member in good standing. I'm an ANC member in good standing. So Brian Mogotsi is just showing South Africans what we are about as the ANC.
Communications and the utterance of the Secretary-General. But let me confirm something to you. I'm a member of the ANC in good standing.
Yes.
I have also, attempted to send you some proof that my membership only expires at the end of October. But it is not the Secretary-General who has the power to do that. My branch, which I have communicated with, and they are aware that my membership only expires at the end of October. I'm from Mafikeng, a street away from my house. The first Secretary-General of the ANC in 1912 is living. This house is there. It is not the first time I know of.
Okay, guys. I want us to actually read the message that Brian Mogotsi actually sent to Fikile Mbalula. You remember that a couple of days ago, Fikile Mbalula spoke about Brian Mogotsi sending him a message, and Fikile Mbalula says that I don't even know where Brian Mogotsi actually got my numbers. So now it looks like this is the message that Fikile Mbalula was talking about, and you can see here it says that Mbalula, Secretary-General, and this message is dated the 2nd of October 2025. It says that, Dear Secretary-General, I feel that you should summon me to appear before you in relation to what you believe that I have taken money from someone in the name of the ANC. It is not true. Kindly allow me to represent my story to you. I am running a small business which I built from scratch, and I do afford some of these things, and I cannot extort the amount of monies mentioned. In case you refer to Ketmatala, I will gladly prepare to give you a copy of my statement which has been present and the message card. So I apparently this is the message that Fikile Mbalula was talking about, that this Brown Mogotsi actually sent me a message, and I don't know where this guy actually gets my numbers. So it looks like Brown Mogotsi is somebody that actually has a lot of people's numbers. You remember even with General Ntlanhla Mkhwanazi told us that Mogotsi sent him a message and showed him some of the sensitive information of the South African Police Service. And the general was quite shocked that a civilian could be in possession of such an information. And that is where the Brown Mogotsi told the general that he's an associate of Senzo Mchunu. So if Brown Mogotsi is an associate of Senzo Mchunu, he has all your number phones in the ANC. He has everybody's number phones. He has everybody's number phones.
Which I have communicated with, and they are aware that my membership only expires at the end of October. I'm from Mafikeng, a street away from my house. The first Secretary-General of the ANC in 1912 is living, his house is there. It is not the first time I know of a Secretary-General by Fikile Mbalula. And this is the African National Congress, not Mbalula National Congress. The leaders of this organization are produced by the ANC, not vice versa. Whether Chief Lituli or Tambo, including Fikile Mbalula himself, they are the product of this organization. And in the case where Fikile is talking about sourcing money and stuff like that, a January 8 function, everyone is allowed to attend. And the ANC itself cannot transport all the people. And if there is this particular businessman who's ready to assist, like the list that appear on TV, you can see those people come from Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Free State, Eastern Cape. We're just trying to bring a small combat to the function.
And guys, every time when the media reports about Brown Mogotsi, they say that he is a businessman. What kind of a business does Brown Mogotsi does? What kind of business is he into? Because I remember even in this interview, this lady that is interviewing Brown Mogotsi also said that Brown Mogotsi is a businessman. What kind of business is this guy into?
It's not about being lobbied. And on the same breath, on the January 8th that we are not talking about, the national officials of the ANC, they came with one boat from Cape Town to Robben Island. It's only Fikile Mbalula who came with a lavish boat owned by a foreign national company. Do we have to question him? Did he declare that? What should we say if such a thing has happened? I'm trying to prove a point that with a January 8th celebration, you will get donations, you will be assisted by different people. It doesn't necessarily say when you assist, then you are a criminal cartel. In all those messages that are appearing, there is no way they say, I've mentioned Minister Senzo Mchunu that he must give me money. The rest of the money went to the traveling and accommodation of those people. Senzo Mchunu has a house, has a state house in Cape Town. He did not even attend the gallery, he did not even attend the January 8th. He did not use his name. And talking of being implicated, the way Fikile is doing it, like all the utterances he made, let me give you one. He traveled with Vusi KK abroad. Vusi KK has been convicted and sentenced for the killing of Wandile Boswane. It was also shown that he was with Vusi KK 2-3 days before Wandile Boswane was murdered. I know Boswane's family. With our interaction, they showed me some proof that actually Boswane gave Fikile Mbalula 1 million rand and we promised to pay back. Today the money is not paid. I'm saying, in as much as he was with Vusi KK, currently Vusi KK has been sentenced. Do we have to label him? Do we have to tell him you can't be a member of the ANC? You are traveling with someone who's been convicted and sentenced? That's what I'm saying.
What Brown Mogotsi is saying is that Fikile Mbalula, we are all criminals in the ANC. Don't you dare try to pretend like you are better than me. You are not better than me. And you also have your own scandals. You remember the great Batamile Dlamini, what she said about the ANC members and their smallanyana skeletons. This is exactly what Brown Mogotsi is saying, that Fikile Mbalula, you also have your own skeletons. Don't come out and try to pretend to be better than me. We are all criminals in this organization. This is a criminal organization, and every one of us is a criminal. But this is what he say. And I'm happy that he actually responded to Fikile Mbalula. I'm happy that he's actually telling South Africans that, guys, this is who we are as the African National Congress. I have been accused of having the links with the likes of Vusimusi Ketmatala. I have been accused of having the links with the likes of Maumela and all of these dangerous people. But pay attention, these people that are now pretending to expose me, they are also in relations with some of the dangerous people. They too, they are like me. This is the African National Congress. I'm happy that Brown Mogotsi is actually making it clear for South Africans to understand.
That the same applies to his wife in Free State. She was involved in a housing scandal, where Fikile is a direct beneficiary because his husband. You have to say, no, you can't be a Secretary-General because now your wife is implicated. He's using the name Brown Mogotsi to actually attack his target. And that target is Senzonku. This whole thing that led to Madlanga Commission, the target is Senzonku. You need to check something very important here. Everyone, whether working or employed, for you to be employed, you produce a curriculum of time. Nobody writes on his CV that I'm a thief. So meeting with Ket Matlara, if ever he has done something wrong elsewhere, he didn't tell me. Every
Brown Mogotsi thinks that we are his children, man. Clearly, he thinks that we are his children. And maybe this journalist from the SABC was actually told not to ask any follow-up questions because this guy has said a lot of things. I mean, now he just said that all of these things leading to Madlanga, they just want to discredit Senzumkut. This is what he believes. He believes that the general coming out and telling South Africans about what is happening in the South African Police Service and in the government and exposing some of these politicians to having links with the criminal syndicates, it has everything to do with discrediting Senzumkut. And that's why I'm saying that this guy actually believes that we are his children. And I don't know, the media gives him the platform. And it seems like he actually enjoys this platform. Now that Fikile Mbalula has mentioned his name, of course, like he will go out because now he's starting to make a name for himself. This is what Fikile Mbalula has actually done by constantly attacking Brown Mogotsi.
If he has done something wrong elsewhere, he didn't tell me. Every businessman will never tell you that I'm a thief or whatever. The things you are discussing, what we are discussing at that moment, it takes us back to the right platform which is coming now. He's a businessman and a businessman, but remember the commission is coming, where I'll be able to actually go deeper about my involvement. You know, I'm not a well-off businessman, but the amount mentioned there is 150,000. So we that one I cannot exploit that amount of money. Cat was assisting not necessarily delegates. Comrades who are attending the general eat. There's a message where I asked him to give somebody $10,000 and he didn't give it. Or another one was about 12,000. It's not to solicit, it's not to extort that amount of money. If there was a message which says Cat gave me 5 million and the next thing he was appointed. And why I'm saying Senzumkut has been targeted, check. Cat was appointed for 360 million rand by the previous former minister, by the previous administration. But with a review of the same tender, Senzumkut terminated this contract. So how does we and Cat become one thing whereas he loses 360 million tender? You see the Audi Ultra program. ensures the right of an individual to give a side of the story. But significantly, what I like to raise with you.
I mean, guys, like honestly, man, like let's be honest. It is a shame that as South Africans we are subjected to having to watch the likes of Mogotsi. And I'm not saying that these people should be censored, but I'm just saying that it is a shame that as South Africans we are at the point that we are now subjected to watching the likes of Mogotsi. If we lived in a sane country, this guy should be in a custody somewhere, answering some questions. A lot of these people, they should be in a custody somewhere, answering a lot of questions. But now they are fully fledged celebrities. They are celebrities now. So, guys, I'm happy anyway that the ANC is doing this to itself. Everything that is going to help the ANC, that is going to help us to destroy the ANC in 2026 and 2029, I welcome. Even if it means the ANC fighting with the ANC, I welcome it with both hands. I want these people to keep having this back and forth. I want them to continue to expose each other's corruption, and hopefully it is going to sink in into the heads of South Africans that these people are all corrupt. They are all criminals. Hopefully that South Africans are going to see it, because some of us have seen it for a long time. But clearly, majority of the voters in this country, they have not seen it. So I want these people to go out. I want Brown Mogotsi to talk about the relationship of Fikile Mbalula and Vusikeke, the relationship of Fikile Mbalula and the Guptas. Fikile Mbalula, I want him to speak about the relationship of Ket Matlala and Brown Mogotsi and Maumela. I want them to continue exposing each other so that the South Africans can actually see these people for exactly what they are. It doesn't matter how low you are in the ANC. You can still get to a position of privilege. Look right now, you have Brown Mogotsi, a guy that South Africans have never heard of before Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Now he's on the national television having a back and forth with the Secretary-General of the ANC. But what is common between Brown Mogotsi and Fikile Mbalula? They all have skeletons. They are all corrupt. They are the same. They are the same. That's why when I started this clip, I did say that I don't think it is going to work. I don't think Fikile Mbalula is going to be able to damn the rational South Africans with his campaign of trying to rebrand the ANC and trying to make the ANC what it's not. What we are seeing right now, this is exactly what the ANC is about. The cadres of the ANC being corrupt, all of them. Now they are coming out and exposing each other's corruption. I want it to happen. I honestly want it to happen. More, please, more of this. More of this. Guys, so what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabas. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.